Okay, so here's what's been happening. We started the season. We won the first two games. I was all optimistic. Then we've lost four in a row. So we stand at 2-4-0 right now, which is fine. I mean, I'm not opposed to having another building year and then trying to compete next year or the year after. That's fine. However, what was I going to say? Yeah, I still have some decisions to make about guys like Graham and Moore, whether I want to keep them up or send them down. I'll show you my team's stats. This is sorted by AVR. So Edvinson is doing great, which is awesome. Niazev has been doing very well as well, so that's been a nice surprise. Merkley has also been all right. You can see down there, Eklund, Graham, and Moore don't have great AVRs. AVRs tend to be deflated for centermen, so I'm not going to put too much stock into Eklund and Graham. So for them, I'm putting the most stock into points, considering that they're playing in the top six and on the power play. Eklund, I probably will keep up. John Graham will sort of see about. Leighton Moore probably will go down at some point. I had this trade negotiation with Ottawa where I saw that they'd placed Sami Niku on the block, and I was like, well, if I acquire a left defenseman, I might be able to send Leighton Moore down without making my team worse. So I offered them a second round pick, which might have been an overpayment, but like I've got all these prospects that I drafted already, and I have 2 seconds in the upcoming draft as well. So I offered them a second. They said no, we want a second and a fourth. So I was like, okay, what if I give you a third, fourth, and fifth? They said no, and they promptly placed him on waivers, which is it's the most incomprehensible thing I've seen yet, I think. So I'm hoping to get Niku off waivers. Other than that, I'm going to keep swimming forward. Try not to draw any conclusions about who I should keep up and send down, just based on the 6 games that have been played already. But we'll see. Okay, so here's what's going on. We did get Sami Niku off waivers. So I sent, what's his name, down. I sent, where is he? Leighton Moore down to the AHL. He hasn't played a game yet. Actually, while we're at it, let's see how. 2-1-0 for the Barracuda so far. Okay, so we are 2-5-0 right now. Our NHL team is. So one thing I noticed is that Bobby Ryan's physical attributes have declined considerably, which is fine. I mean, I wouldn't have offered him this contract if we were in any way near the cap, but it doesn't matter. Like, we can waive him at any time if we need to. But for the time being, I decided to bring up Ozzy Weisblatt, who, you can't see it now, but he was clearly in his, well, it's 3 games, but he scored 5 points in those 3 games, 9 AVR. So we're going to bring him up for a shot in the NHL. And for that reason, that leaves us with an extra right winger. I could have waived Bobby Ryan. Well, first of all, I saw if anyone wanted to trade for him. Nobody wants to trade for him. But he's still got good enough technical attributes. I still might use him like on the 4th line. So I decided I was planning to waive Blichfeld. He's already 24. He doesn't project to be that much outside of like a bottom 6 type guy. We did get one offer from the Penguins where they want to give us 2/3. One of them is in 2025, but that's okay. I will take this trade. And then to adjust the lines, I'm going to move Bobby Ryan down. We're going to put him below Sundqvist. We're going to put... Hang on. Where is he? Weisblatt. We're going to put Weisblatt in the lineup on the 2nd line. How is Mikheyev doing? Mikheyev's not doing great. How's Galchenyuk? Galchenyuk is doing well. Okay, so let's move him up. And how's Chekovich? Okay. We'll leave that where it is. And yeah, we're gonna keep Graham in the top 6 for now. But if it keeps going the way it's going, I might send him to the Barracuda. We also have Bergman, who we can put somewhere. How has he done this season? No points. Okay, we'll leave him as the healthy scratch for the time being. And Niku has played 1 game by now. Okay, he got an assist. Oh, he's played 2 games. He got an assist, and he's doing well, it looks like. Carlson didn't mean to do that. Carlson's been great. Klingberg, I think, has been good, not spectacular, but we'll leave that for now. Edvinsson has been very good. I remember Nyazev, yeah, he's cooled off a bit, but he is still doing well. And Merkley has also cooled off a bit, but he's still doing well. So let's take a look just at our forwards for a second. Okay, so Blichfeld was now going to be a healthy scratch. Bobby Ryan, we moved down. Djokovic had a great year last year, but I think that might have been a flash in the pan. But we'll keep him there to see how it progresses. Bjugstad is our depth center. Eklund is scoring points, which are what we're looking for out of him. Mikheyev and Malkin have been disappointing so far, and Weisblatt we're about to give a shot. Okay, I just have to. So I have 24 players on my roster right now. Right, Bergman is our healthy scratch, so I'm going to take Bergman out of the lineup. Let me just double check. Okay, I'm going to take Mikheyev off the power play now, and I'll... You know what? Let's put Weisblatt there. Why not? Okay, let's do that. We have 24 players on our roster right now, but once the trade of Blichfeld is processed, we should be good to go. Okay, so here's the deal. We've lost 12 games in a row. I think we won the first 2 games. We lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games in a row. Now, there have been a few bright spots. We'll get to that in a second. So if we go to team stats, one thing I like to look at is the shots on goal average per game. We're averaging 25 shots a game, which is not good enough, and we are allowing 36. So on average, we're getting outshot by about 11 per night. Going by AVRs, the defensemen have been all right. The forwards have been questionable. Malkin is hurt again. Not that he was great anyways. Galchenyuk is hurt now. That's fantastic. He was one of our only guys doing well. LeBanc, was it LeBanc or was it Meyer? One of them was hurt for a week, and now they're back. I think. Why can't I? Oh, there he is. Oh, Kevin LeBanc is still hurt. Okay, so he's out a few more days. Galchenyuk is out 2 weeks. So let's put him on the IR. I brought up Weisblatt. Where's Weisblatt? I brought up Ozzy Weisblatt. He's been killing it so far. I put him on the second line. I brought up this guy Robbins when LeBanc got hurt because he was doing great in the minors. I'm going to put Weisblatt on the first line now until LeBanc comes back. We've got an empty spot on left wing now. You know what? I'm going to put Chekovich there just because I've seen him do well before in the top 6. So we'll leave him there. We'll put Sundqvist up. Maybe I'll send Robbins back down. And then who else do we have at left wing? Bergman, we're playing at center right now. How many people are we dressing? We're only dressing 19. That's why. So we got to bring a couple people up. I'm going to put Robbins back down. Should I call this guy up? 744 in the AHL. Why not? You can be our stopgap for now. This guy I remember seeing do well before. There's also Curtis Gabriel, who's been in the NHL before. Let's just bring Gabriel back. We won't rush anyone under the age of 25. Okay, so we'll put... I gotta insert them into the lineup. Hamaliuk and Gabriel. We're gonna put Hamaliuk... How's Mikheyev doing? He's still doing shit. Let's put Hamaliuk... That's not what I meant to do. Hamaliuk here, Mikheyev here. Which defenseman did I just overwrite? It was Merkley. We put Merkley here, and we put Gabriel here. There we go. Not an ideal lineup, and losing 12 games in a row isn't ideal. But, I mean, again, we're only periodically... We've got a lot of young players who have a lot of room to develop. Oh, and Korpisalo has been bad too, but I won't blame the goalies for being bad when we're getting outshot so badly every night. Riga has been very good, though, in spite of his win-loss record. Okay, Columbus has offered me a 6th and a 7th for Ozzy Weisblatt. I think I'm gonna click on reject on that one. Come on. So our team is still clearly not good enough, which is fine. So what I did was I sent down some of the young players that seemed to be struggling a little bit, had low morale and stuff like that. So Eklund went down. Graham I'm keeping down. Who else did I send down? Keeping Edvinson up because he's doing very well. Ozzy Weisblatt I kept up because 7.16 AVR, 18 points in 37 games. He seems to be doing okay. But apart from that, the people who are trying to develop this Hamaliuk guy as well I sent down. So I'm hoping that these guys can tear up the AHL. I mean, they've done, the Barracuda have done very well, I think, since I sent some of our more promising young players down. Moore as well I kept down. Litvinov was the goalie that we picked in the previous draft. So I'm going to let those guys tear up the AHL. And now that this season is a lost cause and we might want to tank a little bit anyways, I'm running with the people that I have that, for the most part, aren't people we drafted recently. Also, before I forget, I traded someone. I don't remember if I mentioned it yet. I declined this. They sent me a Galchenyuk rumor that I was going to trade him to Vegas. I denied that rumor because Galchenyuk's actually been great this season. Who did I trade? I tried to trade Bugstad. The thing is, like, I said, hey guys, Bugstad's available. So some team sent me like, oh, we'll give you like a third and a fourth for Bugstad. And I was like, sure. And then they messaged back saying, we don't like this trade because we don't like Nick Bugstad. And it's like, oh, why'd you send it then? Unfortunately, they're not human, so I don't have a direct line of communication with them. What the hell am I? Oh yeah, trades. I lost track of what was going on. Yeah, I traded Noah Gregor. Oh yeah, this is Mikheyev. I traded Mikheyev because Mikheyev just wasn't working out for us. And I got an offer of a 4 and a 5th for Curtis Gabriel, who was basically like in the lineup maybe 1 in every 3 games. And I got this weird, I think I mentioned this before, I got this weird offer for Blickfeld 2/3, so I took that. So I'm restocking my picks. Not really high picks. I think I have 2 firsts in this draft, I think. Unless I don't. No, I just have 1 first. I have 2 seconds, and now I'm stockpiling on the 3rds and 4ths. We're really sort of, our big drafts were the first 2. We might win the lottery again this year, but our big drafts were the first 2. Just in terms of quantity, but also quality. Okay, so we're about a month away from the trade deadline. I haven't touched my people that have expiring contracts, so I'm going to make some decisions now about who I want to attempt to bring back and who I think I'm going to try to trade at some point between now and the deadline. We'll start at the top, and actually we have to go to the AHL guys as well, so we're going to have to go to, where is it? All contracted afterwards. So we'll start at the top. Bergman is whatever, but I mean, if he wants, my general rule for these players is if they want less than $1 million, I have no problem with re-signing them because you can always use people. Bukestad has been disappointing. He doesn't want to come back, so he doesn't want to come back anyway, so I'm gonna trade him at the deadline. Chekovich, we've seen have some success. Reluctant to. Okay, $1 million contract for 1 year. I will do that. He said he didn't want to negotiate a contract, but he had that number was there, so I will offer him that number. Bolevsky hasn't been very good, but let's give him what he wants. I've barely been using DeSimone, but let's give him that amount. Galchenyuk I really want to bring back because he's been doing great, but he doesn't want to come back. But he does have this. I'll give him 1 year. If he wants to take this, because I think that's more than his attributes are worth. But he's had a good season, a very good season for what I expected from Alex Galchenyuk, and he did well last season with Ottawa as well. So I'll offer him this amount if he wants to take it for 1 year, sort of as a prove you can continue doing this deal, or he could turn it down and go to free agency. If he turns down that contract, I think I will try to trade him. I've gotten many requests from AI teams to try to trade for Galchenyuk, and thus far I've turned them down just because he's been that good this season. Yeah, Nishov, let's bring him back. Malkin is getting older, and he's been disappointing so far. So I think, just out of curiosity, yeah, he wants another 7 million for next year. We're not going to give that 7 million to Malkin. We'll use that 7 million probably elsewhere in free agency. Oh, Timo Meyer. Okay, but he's a restricted free agent. Reluctant to. Whoa. I mean, how's he done this year so far? Yeah, with sort of variable people on his line, that's pretty good. A qualifying offer of at least 6 million is required. Okay, so let's qualify him. Let's give him that 6 million, and then we can discuss his contract extension later. It's got to be a faster way to viewing this that I just don't know about. Let's add a few more years. Okay, let's do that for now. Qualify him. Brian Merkley, restricted free agent. Okay, let's just give him that. Let's add some more years. Okay. That's Merkley. Bobby Ryan, we're not going to bring back because his attributes are getting much worse very quickly, although his AVR is not that bad, considering he's basically been on the fourth line the whole season. I think he got a little bit of power play time, but okay, Sundqvist we've seen do all right at varying points in time. Okay, he wants 2.93. My board is only allowing me to give him up to $2 million. I don't want to re-sign him for that amount. I would even be reluctant to re-sign him for $2 million over a longer period of time. Samela hasn't done much, but we can use warm bodies where we can get them. Wolanin I signed midway through the season because I got a message in my inbox saying, like, my coach had a contact with this guy's agent and he wants me to consider signing him. And I had a good experience with having Christian Wolanin in my decor at one point in time. How's he doing this season? Many, many moons ago. I don't think I'll bring him back. Not for the amount that he wants. Okay, and all contracted. Who else do we have? Yeah, I'll just sign everyone for whatever they want, assuming it's, a small amount. Hamiliuk might be part of our future. Let's see if he wants more years. I don't know who this guy is. I think that was one of the guys I drafted. Kelman. Okay. And this guy. Goaltender. 1.2, I don't think we need him. I know it's only a little bit over $1 million, but I don't think we need him. Let's keep going. We want to make sure that I forgot his name, the Russian goalie that we drafted in the first round. We need to make sure that I clicked on that already. That he gets a decent amount of playing time. Okay, we don't need to do anything there. I think we are. Whoa. Okay, my scouts don't think much of him. We'll probably. Well, let's qualify him. Why not? Let's qualify him for that amount. And then the last guy, Weatherby, we'll give him that. Okay, good. So that is, we will keep track of who accepts and who doesn't accept the contracts I've offered.